I saw James
Yeah,
before.
hi, how you going?
Hey man, hey James, how are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very kindly for having us.
Sorry about that, man. I went over. So we have this calendar thing, right? And every Friday around this time is an induction session into the company.
Yep.
Kind of every time I do it, it overruns.
Can't
But sorry
help
about that,
that.
man. Sorry
Don't
about
be
that.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm actually just introduced Realty. I was looking at your website. Very impressive what you guys have done. And you guys have gone to the US, I see, and Troy's done a phenomenal job. Troy's online today too, the founder. Yeah.
Yeah, I asked him to join us because I suppose if anyone can give a good idea
Perfect.
of what we're all about, I suppose it's Troy more so than me.
Okay. Should I just let you take over? You could introduce yourself, that kind of stuff. All good. Do you want to actually I'll give you control of so you can share your screen, do whatever you want.
Yeah, if Troy wants to share his screen, that's fine. Otherwise, probably just happy to have a chat with everyone at the moment. Yeah, so as I said, my name's James. I'm from realty.com.au. Thank you once again, Paul, for having us. We're very excited to be talking to you guys. I've got our CEO and founder, Troy Rushton, on the line as well. Troy, do you want to say anything? You want to introduce yourself or anything?
I've given Troy co-hosting status as well.
Sorry, guys, I'm here now. Thanks for having us, Paul, and your team. Thanks, James.
Thank you.
So, look, Realty, Realty, we've been around for about 3 years. We're in a very competitive area of portal and property marketing. We give complete respect and understand market position of groups like REA and Domain. And so we're certainly not trying to go head to head with that. We know that's a losing battle. But what we've come up with, I guess, is taking the best of what we see as the portal opportunity and then leaning into things such as social and search. So our goal, I guess, Paul, is primarily to help profile agents and agencies and get their properties in front of both passive and active buyers. So we've built up online communities, primarily through things such as Facebook, Instagram, and the likes. We've got about 350,000 followers now. So we rank third behind Domain and REA in terms of social audience. And what we do is we deliver every listing to a social page. So we've got about 930 social pages. And these are pages such as Bondi Local. And what we've done is we've mapped suburbs into specific pages. So we've got about 11,000 suburbs are mapped into these pages. And then what we do is we build a community around the particular page. So again, let's focus on Bondi. We will use local content and events happening in and around Bondi, or things that we think are relevant to the Bondi audience. We'll actually have our community manager of the Bondi page actually share content to that page. Then we overlay that with property listings for sale, for rent, just sold from our agency and agent partners. And we've got about 6,000 agencies on board now, just over 60,000 agents. That includes property management and sales. And so we're delivering these in real time. So from the moment we receive them from a CRM portal push, we'll deliver the listing to the appropriately mapped page. And we do that in two primary ways. One is in an unbranded delivery, which is a free-to-play model. So we deliver everything to social like that. And then we have an upgrade to be a branded and boosted model. So the unbranded posts may reach 150 people, and we get about a 10% engagement from social media back to the portal to do the inquiry. And if we boost that with a $250 spend, for example, we'll reach more like 7,500 to 10,000 people. Now, the reason why people use us is because we have a fast-growing audience. We're very geo-targeted. We can save a lot of time and effort through manually posting and through things like Photoshop to put your brand and stuff on the post. So we do this on scale. We're doing about 6,000 posts a day to social media, which is a pretty high scale. We reach about 1.5 million people a month. And again, these are geo-targeted here in Australia to the respective pages. We get about 500,000 people a month to our website. And again, these numbers are all growing sort of month on month. And so that's our core offering. A lot of the intelligence we've built into the technology is around the mapping. So we allow agents to do live broadcasts through a mobile app from a particular location, which will trigger a social page live broadcast. It'll trigger live on the realty.com.au website. And we can also give some code so that it could be hosted on, for example, Oxbridge website or any other website accordingly. So we're all about promoting agents and agencies and using, our reach to help drive not only buyer leads, but also seller leads. So for example, some of our agents will have an auction on a Saturday. They'll update their CRM that the property has been sold. And within seconds of that upgrade, we're already automatically posting with a boost and a budget, posting that result to our social media audiences. So this gives them pretty immediate response. Inquiry from people who are looking now to sell, piggyback on the back of that sale. And so, we're working with what we consider as a digital DL. Instead of having to print it and put it in a letterbox, we're using a digital DL to do much the same thing. The beauty of digital is it's much faster, much more cost effective, and we can track and do things such as retargeting. So we're seeing an increase in profile of agents that work with us, ones that do choose to boost, and primarily that's used from VPA, a vendor paid advertising spend, and the agent's able to piggyback the benefits of being able to use that that promotion of the property to also increase their own profile. So that's kind of the broad strokes, Paul. I've got a demo. I wasn't really prepared. My apologies. I'm coming in late to this today, but we do thank you for your time. But we can do a full demo on the tech if of interest at a later point. But any questions I'm happy to field, or anything we can do to sort of help you and your colleagues there, Paul. Hello.
I think Paul's left the meeting, so you're the host.
Sorry, mate. I was on a call.
For a moment, I thought I was all by myself. I'm sorry if you call that, Paul.
I'm still here, so I was on a call. Apologies.
Okay. No, not at all. I don't know if you caught all that.
I did. Yeah. Tell us how do you guys help agents get more listings, so sellers, leads, and stuff like that?
Yes, a number of initiatives, but we effectively help agents, Paul, be top of mind in their marketplace. So the reach and frequency model, you guys would no doubt know about, getting your face, your name, your brand out into the marketplace. We do that pretty well on a high scale, and we keep the relevant agent in their marketplace top of mind. So when someone is thinking of selling, people that come to mind, that mind share recall, hopefully we've done our job, and that helps put, the agent in the bucket of agents that, a vendor might talk to. So that's one way. The second way is we promote solds. So again, this property's sold. We have people who are on alerts, who receive emails. These are all opt-in because they're wanting to keep track of their market, particular agents that are selling. And so again, we find that when we promote people's solds, that'll also generate some positive inbound response from other people who are looking for a free appraisal or the likes. So they're two really key ways: top of mind marketing and then promoting particular results such as solds. Of course, driving more buyers in also helps build databases. And some of those people will no doubt bubble into, open homes on a weekend, which then allows the agent to then, capitalize on that buyer into a potential seller at some point. So, helping build digital assets, grow audiences, these are things we do. And of course, we've got the traditional portal, like an REA or Domain does, where you can go and interact with the website. We've got about 80% of our audience is new, but we've got about 20% are repeat visitors every month. So, and that's a number that's building. We think we'll be 25% this month. So as we continue to build profile ourselves, people get more and more confidence in a new player such as Realty, that they're now starting to inquire. We've been going for about 3 years, and I remember the first inquiry we got took 2 months after launch, and our second inquiry took 3 months before we got our second inquiry. So in 5 months, we effectively had two inquiries. Throw it forward to today, we are doing 8,000 to 10,000 inquiries a month. So it's been substantial growth, and we're on a very upward trajectory. I think people will go where the listings are,
Yeah.
And so people who are certainly looking to, you know, drop one of the major portals on their budget,
Yeah.
we'll do pre-portal marketing using groups like us and that pre-portal marketing.
Yeah.
You know, and so when we do posts, we can drive the traffic either back to our website, or if we have the URL of the property, that can be included also on the post.
Yeah, perfect. One thing James and I spoke about was the projects.
Yes.
Now, a lot of developers don't allow people to advertise on real estate domain. Specifically on the contract, it says don't advertise on real estate domain, but it doesn't say don't advertise on realty.com.au.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. So, and because this is why I thought this would be an interesting way to collaborate. Now, I don't know if you can see the screen, but this is our app. It's our software. So we've got, oh man, too many projects, many projects around the country. And so the idea is obviously these projects are very, very good commission. And obviously
these off the plan, Paul, off the plan selling?
Correct. Off the plan,
Yep.
House and land, whatever.
Yep.
There's a whole bunch of them. We have a lot. And the idea is, you know, we're getting more and more of these. Now, if we can do something on realty.com and social media, then obviously we can get more leads in.
Yes.
And that's kind of the idea, because I think we already pushed to your website.
You do.
Yeah. And I think one of the questions that came across from Ian is, what sort of budget do we need to do branding in a suburb? What's the question?
Yeah, great question. We do agency branding in a particular suburb from $69 a month.
Okay.
You can get an exclusive position or you know, a premier position if you like, for $199, and the other agents in the market are certainly not marketed as frequently or as often, or don't have the premium positions. If you look on our website, we've got some sticky what we call sticky menus and sticky banners, and therefore the premier agency or agent in a particular marketplace. So that's from $199 a month. In terms of property, very interesting that you've raised this, Paul, because we've actually just partnered up with a group called Be Living out of Queensland. And so we're about to roll out our new home / developer solution. And so we already have that. So I'd love to share that with you, Paul, for you to share with your colleagues.
Okay.
And we've got a fairly comprehensive offering around developments. And that includes, and you may not be aware, Paul, but we also run and own Australia's longest property show. So we bought a company called Palmcrest, not that that matters, but a guy called Kevin Turner. Now, Kevin's been around for a long time, and that channels button up there in the top right there, Paul. If you hit channels, So in here is where we have things like, Realty Talk, which is our investor market. So we have 60,000 subscribed investors who are looking for things like off the plan. We have Realty Uncut, which is for our agent network. This is where we help educate about new tools. We actually have something called the Property Show, where we promote particular properties. And so we have a full production suite as well. So we do video, audio. Kevin does interviews and does hosting. So there's a fairly substantial offering that we do for developments. So if your team have developers on board, or the opportunity to sell off the plan, I think we've got some really strong, a really strong offering that we'd love to share with you. Maybe not right today, but possibly early as next week. And we could get all these projects that I can see on the screen now. We could get these up, and it's basically going to be for us. We not only do we do geo, Paul, but we also do different category pages. So, for example, we have a new homes page, residential, waterfront, rural, all sorts of different pages. So not only do we cut across geo, we also cut across category as well. So we're building up our prestige page and our new homes page in anticipation of our developer markets. So, with our Be Living, that's primarily a print offering. And so, I'm happy to introduce your agents to Chrissy at Be Living, and there may be some crossover opportunities there. But primarily, Realty is powering up the Be Living digital solution. So we are offering, all the range of search. So by search, I mean Google, Trevit, and all the different search engines where people can search properties. We power them up as well with listings. So we've got a fairly large distribution platform in play.
Perfect. Okay. Just a question. What does the $69 a month include?
So that'll get you, so what we do, if there's no agent, and I can send separate links, Paul, on this, but just to answer your question now, we basically rotate anytime we don't have a paying agent in a particular suburb. We will just rotate them for free. Every agent who's got a listing gets rotated for free. Okay. Then someone can step in and take our first level, which is an accelerate, which is the $69 offering. And that then what that does is then start to get them to be the first view every time when someone new comes to the site. They are always the first agent they see. Yep. And on the right-hand side of a particular suburb, you will be that agent as well. Now we don't sell Elevate's not sold exclusive. That's sold on, again, on rotation, but again, it's only on paid. And then the next level is Elevate. Now, when it's Elevate, that's the $199 a month. For that, we do a market report with you each month that gets distributed out through that social audience relative to your geo markets. You are the sticky agent. So every single search that someone comes to that particular suburb looking for properties, you are sitting there to the right, and it's sticky, so it stays the whole time. So again, I can send you some relevant links, but it's quite good. We find it's not necessarily good for a brand new agent, in all fairness. We find it's good for someone who's already got some listings in a particular market and want to go to the next level. Yes, if you type in Umina, Paul, UMINA.
Oh, Central Coast.
Yeah, that's where we're based.
I know.
Yep, that's where I am right now. So you click there, then search there.
Yeah, right.
Yep, Umina Beach. Yeah, Umina Beach. Yep.
Beach, yeah.
Umina Beach. Yep.
It's gone crazy too.
Oh yeah, it's a big. Then just hit. Yep, there it is. Okay, so we started to do some stuff here. So on the right-hand side, you can see Stuart, right? So he is our Elevate agent in this market. So he's at the top, and then he's to the right, and doesn't matter as you scroll down, he's still there the entire time. So that's that position. And I think REA do something similar, Paul. You probably see that. And you sort of bid for it.
I was gonna show you this. We had actually our account manager came and spoke to us about that. I was saying to James, but $69 is a bargain compared to how much I pay. So REA, we've got quite a few now. So obviously as the agency, our job is to get more leads for our agents and stuff like that. But you can see like we've got a few sponsorships. I was looking at I was showing some of the agents this morning in the induction. This is one suburb we've taken out. So this is just an example of what REA does, right? That's the suburb. So that's every single person that searches that suburb. And we've got quite a few of these now across the country.
Yeah, right.
And
so this is what, $500-600 a month type of level, or how much are you paying for these sort of offerings?
Let's say much more than $60 per sub. REA, mate, that's right. REA is a beast, so they charge. You know how it works, right? It's an auction platform.
Yes.
So you can imagine some of the bigger suburbs like Bondi Junction in Sydney. Man, I think from memory, someone's paying $8,000 a month for it.
Yeah, so it's all relative, right? I mean, we do 500,000 visitors a month. I think REA do 120 million visitors a month, right? Okay. So there is a scale that we at this point in time don't compete with, obviously. So I think we're priced according to what we can offer. But obviously, at the prices we're offering, it's not a big expenditure for an agent to step inside that.
Yeah, but I think I was interested more on the social media side because the fact you push the social media.
Yeah. Well, in terms of social, Paul, we do a number of things, and I don't know if you've got Facebook up, but I can jump over if you want me to take screen and show some stuff. But
go for it.
Yep. Okay.
Share the screen. Go for it. Yeah.
All right. Let me.
There's a few other questions. Sorry, I was just I don't know if you can see the messages. You can just shout, by the way. You can just Venkat asks, how much is it for listing? I can answer that. So listing, you got a free option, right? And
we got a free unbranded option, and then we sort of go from there. And again, you can do I think the next listing is like $250, which includes boosting and all the branding and that sort of large ad unit you've seen there. I think REA call it Premier. I think they got a Premier and a Highlight and then a Basic. We pretty well run the same thing, but obviously just at a much reduced price. And we include the boost as well. So we take responsibility for getting traffic as well. And again, we're getting about 10% view to click. So we reach about 1.5 million people a month on social. We get about 200,000 social visitors a month to the platform. So that's better than 10%. And then out of there, we're usually running about a 1.2% conversion Some might get as high as 2. I've even seen some at 3, and I've also seen some at 0.7. So it depends on the property and the hero shots, etc. But yeah, we're certainly comparable. We've seen to what REA might do. Now I'm just trying to share screen.
Go for it.
Let me see how I can do this. Do I need permission or am I good?
No, you're good.
Share screen. All right, I'm sharing screen. Can you see my screen? You can share. You can see my screen or not?
No.
No.
Okay, just bear with me one moment. Sorry about this, guys.
No.
Right, I'm going to have to quit my Zoom. James, any chance you can share screen or not?
What was that? Sorry, share screen.
You can share screen. I'm just on a new laptop and it hasn't yet given the configuration, so I will have to close the Zoom, which I could do actually. I could jump back on. If you've got time, Paul, how long have we got left?
Yeah, go for it. There's a few questions coming across anyway. So you
okay. Let me just jump out and I'll be back in like 1 minute.
Okay.
Wait.
Here's a question for you, James. Are you going to develop an offering for agents to, maybe Dan, you can just you going?
Yeah, I'm not the best writer.
I understand the question, but
yeah, Kiwis. Yeah. Look, in future, Troy, are you going to perhaps offer something where agents can advertise their profile directly to attract new listings? Because that's the biggest issue. Like, it's good for agents that have got listings already, but to attract new inquiries, sort of thing. Is that going to be something you're going to look at later on? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the big things I think Troy's ready to share screen. We want to develop as much as we possibly can. So it is definitely something that is in the works at the moment. We're just kind of starting off with what we knew, and then we're growing from there. So it is definitely in the pipeline, as it were.
Is that how it works? The banner for $69 a month, does that basically just link to listings, or is it advertising the agent?
That's mostly linked to listings. That is, how you would kind of get started with us, as it were.
Right. Okay. No, that's good. Thanks. Yeah.
No, you're right. Just seeing if Troy's ready yet. So you guys do this every
Hey guys,
Friday.
I'm back.
All right.
That question about the banner, that sticky banner, was that the question?
Yeah, just sort of wondering with the banner for 69, that's only basically linked to a listing that you've got. So if you've got a new listing, you want to push it out to social, it's a really good concept. So, but without the listing, it won't work. Is that?
Well, no, it can still work. So we can choose whether to drive it to you. So if you look at the Stuart one, for example, this will go to Stuart's profile. Okay. So we go here, there's his profile, right? That also could have been linked to a feature property as well. But primarily that's driving to him now when all his credentials and, his Rate My Agent's integrated. So if you have Rate My Agent, for example, you can bring your reviews into Realty.
Is there a way to make a banner and then link it back to Oxbridge? Is that possible as well, or not?
Yeah, absolutely. So we can absolutely make it a banner that goes out. Again, we don't do a lot of external banners. In fairness, we tend to be what we call banner free. The banners we do are only promoting services within the service, as opposed to taking external advertising. But it's certainly something we could definitely look at. No problem.
So the banner's basically just promoting the agent's profile.
Yeah, promoting agent or showcasing a particular property. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Good question, by the way. All right, so here, let me just talk you through how this kind of works. And maybe I'll start at the top. This is kind of the dashboard. This is how I ensure the network is all in order. From the process of the XMLs we process to the posts. So we've done, even despite Christmas, semi-shutdown over Christmas, we've still done almost 100,000 posts in the last 30 days. So you can see we did 5,000 yesterday.
Sorry, we do have access to your screen.
You can't see my screen.
If you go up to view options, it should be in the, you can access Troy's screen from there.
Can you see my screen, James?
I can see your screen, yeah.
Okay. Can you guys all see it now?
Maybe I'll jump off, otherwise. I'll jump off. Okay.
Oh, yes, now it's working.
Still working? Okay, good. All right. So this is the dashboard, as I was saying, that sort of allows us to just keep a track on the overall network. And so you can see here, these kind of our inquiries that are coming through. These are new properties and stuff. So it's a fairly decent scale here. So even despite Christmas, we've still reached 1 million people on social in the last 30 days. And we sort of shut down, agents, if you like, started shutting down, more or less middle of December. So you can see it's sort of starting to jump back up now. So yesterday, for example, we reached 57,000 people on social just yesterday. We've done almost 100,000 posts. And you can see, yesterday, for example, 5,300 posts yesterday. And again, these are post guys that are going out to the mapped page. And if I just sort of jump ahead, and there's lots I can share with you, but if I just sort of keep it very high level, trying to get this done in sort of, 7 minutes kind of thing. Here's Bondi. And so we spent a lot of time getting the mapping right to best serve not only our community, but also our agents as well. So a lot of colors on here, and apologies, it looks a little bit confusing, but all the different colors mean something. Here's a bit of a key down the bottom, but I can just talk you through generally. The blue one indicates to us that that's the suburb, the center suburb for this particular page. So again, remember in context, this is Bondi Beach local page on Facebook. All right. And we are mapping suburbs into this page, meaning that as a property or a live broadcast comes into our network, it algorithmically distributes it automatically to that page. So our whole platform's automated. We don't do much manual intervention at all. We're focused heavily on the automation. So Bondi Beach is the center suburb, and you can see all these other ones like Dover Heights and North Bondi. These are all mapping into the page. Okay, it's very, very subtle color change, but I can see it. Hope you guys can as well. And then you look at these other ones. These purple ones are other pages. Okay, and you can see how the radius works. So this is called Sydney East Local, and that's a different page. We have one here, which is called Botany Local, here called Mascot Local, and you can see, and it goes on and on. We have 930 of these sort of pages. And so we spend a lot of time making sure that the overlapping audiences and properties are all delivered effectively. So that's how we do our mapping. Same kind of thing. This is just a different view, which is the all the different pages we have. Okay, 930, there they are. And so if you look at things like, let's use Bondi as the example. We have 7,000 people on our Bondi page. If we went to, I'm assuming you got a fairly national group here, Paul. But if we're at Brisbane, we've got 3,200 on Brisbane. If we went to Manly in New South Wales, we've got 14,000 in Manly. So, so there's some of our earlier pages. Our goal is to build at least 2,000 people to every page. Now, once we hit 2,000, then we can do some additional stuff on the Facebook page. So now let me just jump over to Facebook. Here we are. So this is one of our pages here, the local one for me here on the sunny Central Coast called Umina Beach Local. Now, this is only a smaller page. It's got about 2,500 people, okay? A bit over 2,500 people follow this particular page. And you can see the sort of engagement levels. So we've reached 54,000 people on this page in the last month. We've had 12,000 engagements. We've had only extra 15 likes, so not many new likes, but you can see the engagement and how it works. So here's an example of a property. Now, these are already happening from, as Oxbridge sends us properties, we're already delivering these in the map geo sense. Now, this one here has reached 63 people. It's unbranded, which means it's also unboosted. It's just a natural organic post on the Umina Beach page. And it's had 7 engagements. If we go to the next one, it's had 41. And this is just going out, in the last sort of 24 hours. There's 354 people have been reached, 82 people engaged. So again, what that means, 82 people have liked the property. They've clicked back to do something. We would expect somewhere between, 2 and 8 people would have then made an inquiry on this particular property. Okay. And this goes on and on, right? You can just see post after post. Okay. 336 people were reached, 10% engaged. And that's about the number. About 10% is what we tend to talk about. We tend to do more as well. So not only do we do property, we'll also do some, something about Wi-Fi there and all sort of local interest posts, something here about doing whatever. And this just goes on. So not only do we do it like that, we also offer a search portal. And so all the properties we get for Yamina are on here, right? So Yamina and the surrounding areas. So this is almost like a little mini website on a Facebook page. Now, we offer this service to not only the pages we own and control, but we also do this for our partner. Some of our other agency pages who have more than 2,000 likes will also put a customized portal, which is just their properties. Now, because this is our page, this has all the properties for Yamina and the surrounding area. And you can click into these. Let's say this second one here. And again, here it is from a local agency here called Wiseberry. And this is from Jabin Ryan, by the looks of it. There's his mobile number. Images can be displayed. This can be shared with other people on Facebook. There's the inquiry form. So people can literally inquire on the property from Facebook without even having to leave Facebook. Okay, so that's how that works. Taking that down a level, we do the same service for our agency partners. And I run the same theme here in Yamina. So Coast Realty. So what we do here is we start to do branded posts. Okay, so we don't own, this is their page, we don't own it. We simply post to it. So there's an example of a rental, and that's reached 496 people with 18 engagements. And you can see the post is slightly different. It has, the brand of the agency, the agent, and it's for rent. Look at the next one's for rent as well, different agent. This is Ava. This one's been sold. So again, this one's by Mitch. So again, we do these branded posts here. Here's Stuart. So again, there's 11 people who have clicked to actually see what this is about. Maybe the price it's sold for, maybe it's to ask this agent for an appraisal. And so you guys can access any of these pages as well. All right. Now, in addition to that, we also do this portal I was referring to earlier. So this is just the properties for this particular agency. All right, just their agency. Now, what else we do is go down a level. If we go with Stuart, now Stuart has his own little page in addition to his agency page. And so what we do here, we do all the automated posting for him as well about properties he's got on the market. Now, he's only got a small audience of about 200 people last time I looked. So he can still post himself, and then we'll still do these posts. And these are just automated posts. Automated posts that just drive extra traffic to him. Okay, so he's got 270 odd people. And again, these are just all free hits about helping to build profile for Stuart in his local market. And again, if all goes well, he'll also reach enough people, and 10% of people will hopefully click through and try and engage with Stuart in some way. Okay, and then we've got all different categories. So we do, we do prestige properties as well. So if I do Realty, prestige properties, this is one of our newer pages that's building up. And again, we try and focus just to deliver. We're still trying to get the algorithms right, but again, we're delivering just, prestige type properties. All right. So we're still very much monitoring the algorithms to make sure they deliver correctly. For example, that one shouldn't be there. That's not prestige. That shouldn't be there. Nor should that one. All right. This one's probably okay. So this page is a smaller one now. It's got about 1,000 people on it. So when that hits 2,000, then we'll do a particular portal just for prestige. Now, if I just show you some quick reporting, if I go to, again, Coast Realty, just to show you all the consistent elements here. Now I'm just logging into the back end of Coast Realty. Okay, so here's their dashboard. So we've delivered for them in the last 30 days, almost 70,000 impressions for 193 inquiries. They've only got 14 properties on the market right now. And here's sort of how their trends, how it worked for them. Now, if you come in here, they've got their properties here. Now they're on our automated boosting solution. So that means they've already activated it, which means that every property that comes in that meets the criteria automatically gets boosted. So they spend $250 on every new property, but you can also just do a custom value and make that higher or lower. On every sold listing, they spend $100, again, to promote the fact the property's been sold, and they spend $50 on every rental, okay? Now in Mailbox, this is a footprint of all the posts we've done for this agency and which pages the properties went to. So you can see here, this property here at Yamina Beach, it was delivered to a Central Coast local page that we control, our Edalong, the agency Central Coast Realty page, our Woy Woy local, and our Yamina page. So I went to 5 different posts. And again, this all happens automatically. Next property, same deal. All right. So if you want to look at some reporting, let's go and have a look at something like this. View report. This is the report that gets provided. Paul, if I'm taking up too much time, please cut me off. Okay, so here's an example of what happened with this particular property. They spent $250 budget. They reached 39,000 people, had 13,000 page views, almost 5,000 engagements. Okay, and they end up with 24 prospects. And this is a high-end property. I think it's worth about $8 million. So clearly, it's not going to be for everybody, but that's what they delivered. Here's the results. A lot of mobile guys. Good for you guys to know that a lot of people on mobile. 89% of the people on this particular campaign were on mobile, and only 2% on desktop. So having a really good mobile strategy is also quite effective. And you can see where all the prospects come through, email and stuff. And you can see some of the branding. So for less than 1 cent, they were getting branding impressions of their brand in their local market, which is highly effective. That's almost like half a cent. Less than 1 cent engagement, and just over $1 to get a prospect. So again, it was quite effective. 5 posts, as I said, happened, and here are all the different pages that it went to. So this can also be downloaded as well. And then there's a vendor version of this also. All right. I've probably taken up enough time, but that just gives you a high level overview of what we offer.
Yeah, is Paul still on, or did he drop off when he needed to share screen?
I'm not sure. I can still see 11 people. It could just be you and I.
Yeah, I don't want to, because I think he made me co-host so you and I could share screen. So I don't want to drop off and end the meeting for everyone.
Right.
Can anyone on that's listening to me right now give me an idea of where Paul is, or should we get him back? Or
I'm not sure he's still there or not.
Yeah.
I think he's gone.
Okay. I don't know if we're the last session for you guys, Facade.
I have one question. So how about the marketplace? And do you guys have some strategy for the marketplace in Facebook?
Yeah, we're starting to look at that. We've been talking with Facebook about an API to deliver listings into the marketplace. It's a great question.
Yes.
So right now, it's sort of all pay per view kind of a marketplace to do it through that sort of scale. So we're certainly looking at that right now. We're sort of working around it. We definitely feel that's on the agenda, Facade. Right now, we've been focused on a lot of CRM integrations. And our goal, while this doesn't necessarily help you individually, our goal is to get as many listings as possible across the country, because we find that the more listings we have, the more audience that we bring, which is better for everybody. So that's been our primary goal. We've got about 65% of the market now. So we are, we're trying to move that up.
So can you tell us some cost about, because you guys, you have a different website, is a channel Realty?
I'm sorry, can you say it again?
And you have a TV show for real estate, and you have some interview, you have a different channels you have.
Correct.
That's right?
Yes, correct. So we've got a number of different channels. We're about to roll out the developer channel, which I think is going to be great for you guys with all those developments. And that'll be just dedicated around developments. Again, we'll market that heavily to our 60,000 subscribed investors who are looking for those type of opportunities. They opt in. So we do that. We also have a channel for agents. We're also the exclusive social media partner for real estate industry partners, REIP. And so we have a channel for them, and they're always talking about, industry related activity. We have the property show channel, and then we have a general, news channel about real estate.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yep. Thanks guys for your presentation.
Hey, thanks for your time. We'll liaise back through Paul with any information, and we're always happy to see where we can help you guys.
No worries. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for your time. I'll jump off. And, all the best for your call, guys.
Thank you. You too. Thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, no, seriously, yeah. Thanks so much for having us, guys. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, if there's anything else, any other questions? Oh, there's a chat come through. Yeah, it does. It does target the demographic, as in like I said, it's geotagged. So yeah, it absolutely targets where the specific market that you guys are looking at, wherever the suburb is, wherever the listing would be, is exactly where it goes and who it goes to. So yeah, any other questions before I jump off? Or
Yeah, just one more question, because
Sure.
you know the Homely platform, how that they sort of work on a geotag system as well.
Sure.
Is this linked to Homely as well? Because the only thing with Homely, their search, their meta tag with Homely isn't that good. So if you type in a suburb like Mandurah or Perth or Queensland or Gold Coast, it comes up back to like Melbourne all the time. So I'm just wondering, if people type in the search for that suburb, will it come up and geotag it on with Realty? Is that how it works? Better than Homely, or?
Yeah, in my experience, it definitely does. I won't lie to you, I haven't had much experience with Homely, but yeah,
Yeah.
from like I've never had a drama where it's taken me somewhere where I didn't want to go. So
Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, because that's the only thing with Homely. It's a good website, but every time you type in a suburb, it'll link it back to Melbourne for some reason. So
that must be frustrating.
yeah, perhaps just drives people away from their website. But if we have a property advertised, does it push it into the Homely platform as well? That's separate. That's not social. So that's not part of what this does, or?
I'm not actually. I'd have to have a look at what CRMs, if that's integrated as part of our CRM.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like if that is integrated, then yes, it would be a part of it. But otherwise, the big thing for us is social. Where we find that we're really the only people pushing that aspect hard. So
yeah, it's quite good. It's sort of filling a gap in the market what the other platforms don't really offer. So it's quite a good offering, really. So
well, that's I'm fairly new to the company,
yeah.
truth be told. But when I first sat down with Troy at the end of last year and he was explaining it to me, it just made sense.
Yeah.
It was a shock that I mean, someone has to be the first to think of anything, but it did shock me that no one else had thought to do it.
I think early on there's that I've met a guy who's friends with the guy that started that Appster in Subiaco in Perth, and he's a multi-millionaire because he basically did. It was an early sort of startup where they sort of did that same thing, pushing into social, but the cost on that's up to over $1,500 per client, so it's quite pricey. So
yeah, wow, yeah. I mean, some as we just said, everyone's got to start it somewhere, don't they?
So basically, with the system, if you get a listing, you can decide how much you want to spend on the promotion, and then it'll push it into social like Twitter and Facebook. And what other social channels does it go into?
Well, that depends, how much you guys are willing to, boost and how much you're willing to maximize. Just, it really does depend on what you want to do. Like for a sold, if you're looking to get more leads, you could obviously spend a little bit more. If it's just a normal listing, you could just brand it.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, as Troy said, our monthly subscriptions start as low as 69. They go up to like 500. Also, we can do custom things in terms of boosting. So that's the actual advertising where we can send it to, Twitter, Instagram, Google, the standard socials. We can that we can work on a budget with you guys. So
yeah, okay,
it's all pretty straightforward.
Because Facebook do their own ads and that sort of thing. They're quite pricey, aren't they? They're sort of is that sort of.
Sorry, can you repeat that? You broke
Yeah,
up.
how Facebook do run their own ads. It's separate to that, so your sort of portal just bolts onto Facebook and runs on different social pages in Facebook. Is that how it works? Or?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like we're essentially using, the Facebook engine to promote. That's essentially what we're doing.
Yeah, so you're leveraging that. That's cool. Thank you. Awesome. Thanks very much. Yeah.
No, once again, really appreciate your time, guys. I can see Venkat, my contact information. I've given it to Paul. I'll just chuck in my Oh, I'm getting a phone call. I'll just chuck in my email and my my mobile number. If anyone has any further questions, do not hesitate to get back in contact with me. All right. Thanks for your time, everyone.